Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Screen Time. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to hop in here quick and let you guys know that, while Brandon and I were recording this episode, our cameras decided not to work for us. Yeah, so there's no video for this watch-along, but there will be for episode 2 and for The Hunt coming up next Tuesday. Thank you guys for bearing with us. Please subscribe and let us know if you have any movie ideas or TV show ideas down in the comment section below. All right, guys, thanks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Screen Time Movies and TV Reviews. This is the TV edition. We're starting things off a little weird. We're going Twin Peaks Season 1. And we're starting it off with the pilot. Travis. Wait, maybe we should introduce ourselves, huh?
Yeah, that's Brandon. I'm Travis. And by the way, if you missed our first review of Hostiles, you can catch it on the channel. But Brandon said this show's a little weird. That's an understatement, to say the least. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's a cult classic from the 90s. Has a pretty big following and a newer addition to the series that just came out within the last couple years. So it's kind of a timely thing. I think it's time we dive in and check out Season 1 of Twin Peaks.
And guys, please subscribe. Spread the word about the channel. We're going to go through every episode of at least Season 1. And it's kind of like a watch-along. You watch with us. I'll put a little timer so you can keep track of where we're at in the show. We're just going to let it play through. We're not going to pause it. We're going to talk through it, react to it, and all that good stuff. We have a bunch of notes. We came prepared. We're all set. And I'm pumped for this. I'm legitimately pumped for this. I'm excited.
Well, I think why wait any longer? Without further ado, let's jump right into Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot.
You can time it with us. Time to play in 3, 2, 1.
That intro music.
I know.
What do you think about that?
When I first heard the intro music, I was like, well, it's already weird. Okay, that's a good start.
So I've seen Twin Peaks before. Travis has not. So, I'm pretty familiar with it. Not entirely sure why I just lost sound in my
I lost sound in mine, too.
as well.
Oh, there you go. It's back.
But I don't know why we just lost
We're not professionals at YouTube yet. So give us...
Well, this is our first review, especially of a television show. So, we did crank out Hostiles. Check that one out on the channel. But Twin Peaks. So clearly, there's a sawmill involved.
Yeah. And if you're watching along with us, you can tell that not much going on right now. Just setting kind of like some backdrop and some music and stuff.
Some dreamy synth, kind of weird, melancholy, sort of dark music. I don't know.
Is it Kyle MacLachlan? He's still a pretty big actor, right? No,
he's been in a lot of stuff. He's
bigger than everybody else on the show, I believe, right?
He is the lead character of the series. We don't get into him until a good 20 minutes in the pilot.
Yeah,
really,
it's true.
Mad Shenamick was one of my favorites.
What a name.
There's a movie she's in called Dream Lover that I think we should review.
I'd be down for it. Any suggestions you guys have, leave them down in the comments below, by the way.
Sherilyn Fenn. That's Audrey Horne. She's great.
Great and weird.
So just again, I love the idea of this town though. It's the West Coast, kind of Washington, I believe.
Yeah.
Not too far from Canada.
Some mountains in the background you can see.
And what kind of trees?
Douglas
firs.
Firs. Okay, I got you. That's what it was. By the way, my first note I took while watching this was during this part, I put weird, what the F, as my first note. And we haven't even barely started.
But it's already giving you like a
weird vibe. The music does for sure. But you know what, though? Weird's not necessarily terrible.
No. It's like a kind of a spoof on soap operas at the time.
That's actually a really good point. Now that you think it, say it reminds me of it. They really take their time with the intro.
Yeah, and that's kind of a theme throughout the series as well, like letting scenes kind of
build up and
almost to a point to where it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Directed by David Lynch.
Here we go. We're diving in.
Again, I want to wake up there every morning,
Looks like just a nice cabin up north. So immediately, I'm not kidding, if you're watching along, like I said, this is the part where I was like, okay, what? Just even starting off right now, it's a simple scene. I was like, this is going to be just weird. And Oh man, it really kind of set the tone for the weirdness.
I never really know. The first time I watched it, I never really noticed her humming. I just saw her like looking weird
In the mirror and stuff.
But when you add the fact that she's humming all eerily to it, that's weird, even weirder. So that's Pete Martell. He's gone fishing.
I get a grumpy old men vibe from Pete Martell.
But so you're just like, who is this weird woman? Just
there he goes. He's ready for fishing. He's got his thermos.
breathing that fresh air. And a grizzly discovery.
Just there. Just a body there.
Well, not really quite sure what it is yet. So old Pete Martell going down to investigate.
It's like, wow, we're getting some action pretty quick here. Finding a dead body within the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, it wastes no time getting into the mystery.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Doesn't linger.
Oh, there's plenty of time for that. So, yeah, we've got a dead woman washed up. She's dead, wrapped in plastic. That's a great one.
Do you have any notes yet?
Yeah, well, just more.
So I wrote great acting early so far. Sarcasm in parentheses.
I'm assuming that was maybe in reference to Lucy.
Yeah. Her voice definitely takes some getting used to, that's for sure.
Well, now she's completely over-describing the spot where the phone is.
Yeah.
That she's transferring the call to. Like, way over the top. Wrapped in plastic.
Nailed it. Just where?
So when we meet Harry S. Truman.
Yes. What a name.
He's the sheriff of Twin Peaks.
Looks very late 80s, early 90s. He's got the sweet hairstyle.
It's 1990. So I was 10 when this came out.
I was -3. Huh. For some reason, it kind of gives off like so far, I don't know why, it gives off like a weird Fargo type vibe where I expect some like heavy Minnesota accents to come through. No attempt, by the way, to put the body like, in a place where nobody would find her, but oh, this guy, the camera guy.
Deputy Andy Brennan.
You're so much better remembering names than I am. He starts crying.
So yeah, Andy comes in to snap a few photos and just immediately breaks down, whimpering. Dr. Hayward and Sheriff Truman are just like, oh my God, here we go again. Same thing as last year. This happens a lot with Andy.
And in that town. Yeah, exactly. Well, by the way, speaking of sweet haircuts, this guy right here, the camera guy. Truman. Calm, cool, collected. Let's throw her ass in the water. Just tosses her. The music, the point you said about like soap opera type feel, the music is so like soap opera like.
And we find out it's Laura Palmer, which gives us Laura's theme. That's this song that's playing right now. It's Laura's theme. And so it's Laura Palmer. They immediately have a reaction.
Oh, no, the mom.
Which then now brings us to the Palmer residence and Sarah Palmer sucking down a heater. That's a great line. Laura, I'm not going to tell you again. And then she's like, yes, I am. So obviously, Laura's not home. We know where Laura's at.
She did.
Sarah Palmer does not.
She did.
Wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, wrapped in plastic. The mom's got a sweet little, like, curled afro, though.
It is very
That's
Richard
badass.
Simmons hair.
Yeah.
That shot, like, that's a David Lynch thing. Like, that's just this hallway.
Yeah. Which I haven't experienced too many David Lynch shows and movies. And in fact, this is my first one, I believe, at least.
Well, we can get into some David Lynch movies.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got a weird short Netflix thing that's him talking to a monkey. You can find that on Netflix.
We're watching that for sure.
We got Major Garland Briggs. We get introduced to these people kind of slowly throughout the series.
Yeah. Well, like you said before I even watched this kind of sets the tone for just everything that you can expect.
So Sarah calls the Briggs residence looking for Bobby.
Perhaps my least favorite character in the show, Bobby Briggs. A real chode of a human being.
Maybe Laura's out with Leland.
Could be it, but I doubt it. Remember those phones?
I do remember
those are awesome.
Phones.
If you're not watching the numbers spin thing, dial.
Rotary dial.
Rotary dial, that's what it's called.
So Bobby he's kind of missing too.
Yeah.
We noticed somebody in the background kind of paying a little attention too. So Laura might be with Bobby, but Bobby's not where he's supposed to be. That brings us to the Great Northern.
Yes.
Love this set. Love this place. The idea of it.
And you can watch this along with us. It's on Netflix and it's on YouTube. You have to pay for it, but it's $10 for the first season, which
and we meet
not bad.
Audrey Horne. Maybe we're at 10 minutes and 48 seconds in right now. If you want to catch up or get to where you need to be, but so Audrey Horne hops in the car. Nice little shot of her black and white shoes.
So weird. I wrote down sick bowling shoes as my note. It looks like she's wearing bowling shoes. This guy's just hawks a loogie into the fire. Packer
Cheese
fans.
eaters.
Now, recognize the dad of Laura, but I can't remember his name.
Ray Wise.
Okay, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yep.
This is where I was like, what is going on? I have no idea with all the Norwegian talk.
So Benjamin Horne and Leland Palmer are trying to get a deal together to get a bunch of Norwegian investors in to buy the Packard mill, and then they're going to build, like Ghostwood estates.
Yep.
So we find like the mill's going under anyway, but so they can swoop in.
Yep. That's like a Matthew McConaughey and Wolf of Wall Street chest bump right there.
Well, Leland's got a phone call.
Here's where more hilarious acting ensues.
The interpreter.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, some dark music.
This is where shit goes down, man. I hate the mom's acting.
Sarah Palmer goes from 0 to 100.
When I get it, your daughter's missing, and
so Leland thinks, don't overreact. She's probably with Bobby. But at the same time, Sheriff Truman comes in looking for Palmer.
oh my gosh.
And they just kind of start putting it together.
When the cop takes the head off, it's kind of like
That's a sign.
That's a sign. Yeah, like when a doctor kind of takes their mask off too and stuff. It's not actually. your daughter's fine.
You can save 15% on car insurance. Sarah Palmer's talking to no one at this point. Yeah, just that scream.
This guy's like, forget your daughter. And the music in the background too is just
that Laura's theme keeps coming in.
Oh man. If you're a Twin Peaks fan, you're like, wow, this guy's ragging on the show a bunch. I might like it later on. This episode I just did not like.
It's definitely it's different than what you're used to. If you've ever watched Twin Peaks before, and hopefully some people are tuning in to Twin Peaks right now just for the sake of watching this video.
Yeah.
Because and I hope you stick with it because it goes places. But it's a very interesting show. It's hard to even if it's like a train wreck kind of deal. That's how you're watching it.
Sometimes train wrecks like this, or if it is a train wreck, it's funner than a serious good show. You know what I mean?
Now we go to the Double R Cafe. Another great little scene,
There's Bobby Briggs.
Like there's a weird little giggly girl.
We talked about a show that I grew up with. So did you? Boy Meets World. He reminded me of Sean from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Sean Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. I bet you Sean Hunter was kind of influenced by a little Bobby Briggs. But so then we got Norma, and she's played by Peggy Lipton. So that's Peggy Lipton right there. Who is, you know who Rashida Jones is?
Yeah.
That's her mom.
No way.
And then Rashida Jones' dad is Quincy Jones, legendary producer, worked with Michael Jackson and all those people. So yeah, that's Rashida Jones' daughter of Peggy Lipton.
You get some facts on this channel.
And you can kind of see it a little bit in her. If you look at Peggy Lipton, thinking that, I mean, Rashida Jones is a very exotic looking woman, but
her face,
there are parts of it. Yeah.
The components of her face just kind of match up with Rashida Jones, who I like. She was good in with that movie Paul Rudd. Can't remember what movie it is, but
I Love You, Man.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So we got Shelly and Bobby. They definitely are hooking up.
Yep.
But it's on the down low because we already know that Bobby's kind of with Laura.
Right.
You know, that's everybody was assuming that she was with him. And then, we find out that Shelly is also married to Leo.
So much going on.
Shelly's a wild one. Taking nips off of a
Thought he would be flask. The one to be breaking out the flask if anyone.
He's got to go to school. She's a little older, I think. She's out of high school. She doesn't. She works at the diner, goes home to be the housewife to Leo. But Bobby's got to be at homeroom in a little bit.
When's the last time you drank out of a flask, man? I don't think I've seen a flask in 10 years.
I've always wanted one though.
Yeah, engraved and stuff would be cool.
And they got that little jazzy soundtrack.
Yeah.
But Shelly has always been one of the hot ones to me. Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
Dream Lover's great. Oh shoot, Leo's home. So a completely freak out, slam on the brakes. Bobby just throws her in reverse, starts wiling out.
Booze in hand.
There's just boy, that killed the whole vibe there.
Yep.
Bobby peels out, tears down the road out of there, clearly startled. Laura Palmer was 17 years old.
The acting isn't all bad. Like I said, this guy's been in some stuff, so it's not terrible.
When I think it's with, and you'll find this with David Lynch, the more we get in, how much of it was the actor's choice and how much of it was David Lynch.
That's a good point.
Kind of wanting that out of them.
Pulling out
for
the
whatever
weird
reason.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
So Leland goes to identify the body. And just every set, everything is just a little weird. Everything's a little off.
Yeah.
Even this shot of the trees where they're it's a real close, tight end shot and they're violently blowing. It's hard to,
I think always too with the music in the background, it just adds to that weirdness too, especially in a scene like this.
Now we meet Donna. Oh, Audrey's changing out of those
bowling shoes are dirty.
Going to the
nice.
red high heels. So we know that Audrey Horne is kind of playing a little bit, I think.
Oh, here's a note that I'm writing about this scene.
Just
smoking a cigarette in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah. Laughing about it. Nice day for a picnic. Totally okay, so that's an inside something.
Right.
I love this part. This smooth moves on the way out.
Oh, nice. I should do that. I should do that in the hallway here at work.
And there come the sheriffs in the distance walking through. Clearly an attitude problem with Bobby Briggs.
He's kind of like that 90s cool guy in a movie, outlaw, doesn't care. Oh, I'm excited to get into this scene. So Bobby's in trouble, or they at least want to talk to him. He's getting pulled into the office.
Cut to the classroom. Doing a little roll call. Here. Oh, he's cool.
Dang, he said, yo. What a badass. This is just where it gets good. I cannot wait to tear into this.
And we got a scream just randomly out in the courtyard. Word spreading. People are filling in the blanks or their imagination's running wild with them, but something's clearly up. And Laura Palmer's seat is empty. James and Donna exchange a little glance, and
it's Bike Guy, as my notes say. It's Bike Guy. Okay,
Bike Guy. Snaps that pencil.
Obviously very distraught.
Yeah, Donna
She's
knows something
assuming-
up.
yes.
And you recognize her, though, Donna? It's Laura Flynn Boyle. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Was she in
Men in Black.
No, well, probably horror movie. Nightmare on Elm Street? I can't remember.
So Bobby being interrogated.
Oh, this is my favorite scene. They're interrogating him in the library in the middle of the school day, just like, "Oh, did you murder somebody?"
Well, the principal watches.
And then the principal comes in, or the whatever assistant
Mr.
principal.
Wolchek.
Yeah. Hey, give an announcement that a classmate just died a day before. I don't know.
Well, like again, the school. She said, people are running. Words going crazy. It's time to make an announcement. Bobby gets the news.
Be quiet. We're in a library. Did you kill her?
It's always the boyfriend or
I know.
the husband or the whatever. Bobby Briggs is definitely a suspect.
Especially when you're a tool bag like this guy. And he goes immediately from 0 to 10, just flips out. And he flips out on the crying camera guy. Come on. More hilarious
a little
acting.
Belligerent there.
Hilarious. I was laughing when I watched that live. That scene. They're just fumbling around.
It was very sporadic.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So Laura must have been a popular girl at the school if they're just everybody's reacting.
One is this pretty small town, but you do find out that there were people in the town that didn't really know each other, so it's not that small.
Yeah.
Town.
Now I got a favorite part coming up. It's coming up right after this, if you're watching along. Okay. This is a great. See the blonde like consoling her? If you watch it closely, she's like holding back, like laughing in some parts. Like, what great acting. She's like oh.
Like right there.
Yeah, she's like smirking. Like, really? You can't hide a smirk when you're...
James has a look.
More just soap opera type music.
Laura's theme.
Time to get her picture out of there.
There she is. Time to get him.
She gone. Bitch is dead.
Bring in the next homecoming queen. But so her picture displayed proudly in the middle of like the school's trophy case. You know? So clearly like an influential person in Twin Peaks. There it is sitting on the table at the Palmer residence where Sarah is losing her mind. But don't worry, Dr. Hayward's drugging her up a little bit. That'll sedate her.
Just keep giving her cigarettes. Keep giving her, sedating her.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Medicine's good.
Yeah, she's like, my daughter's dead? I hated my daughter. I don't give a shit. Okay. 9 o'clock seems to come up. Like, if during this stretch, it comes off like 3 times. Shot of the stairs, which it could have been just cut in from the beginning of the movie. That's when you joke with her. She's like, she's alive. We're kidding. When she's sedated.
Oh, Laura's home.
What?
Andy comes out in a wig.
It turns into a really just sick prank. So now the cops are kind of going through a room and they find her diary.
Do you have to take that?
Yeah,
that's pretty much going to be one of our.
I know my daughter was murdered, but please don't touch her diary. Anything but her diary.
So Hawk finds a diary and a video camera. So it was just a normal night at the Palmer household. Yeah. Landlines. Gotta love them. Just anybody go answer the landline.
Hey, do you live here? No, go answer the phone. It's fine. It's cool. That's the part I was going to talk about. What time was the phone call? She says, I don't know who it was. No. He asked what time the phone call was, not who was on the phone.
Just answering the question you heard in your head. So Andy got a call. There's another girl missing. Which is kind of weird because, I mean, the people are making a big deal about Laura Palmer.
Yeah, I know.
But it's what Laura Palmer was found dead.
Yeah, that's true.
So there is a difference.
It's a big distinction.
But
if you're watching with us on Netflix, by the way, we are at 31:30 right now. Into the show. Back at this guy. We haven't seen in a bit.
So it's a little background, like Pete Martell is married to Catherine Martell, who her brother owned the Packard mill until he died, and then his wife Josie inherited it.
Yep.
So Josie Packard owns the mill, but Catherine Martell pretty much runs it. Who do you listen to, your boss or your wife?
Hey, you know what? For him, you listen to the wife because she's about 20 years younger than him, to be generous, to say the least. Look at that. So if you work at the mill, you get to shut down the mill, you get the day off.
Get the day off, shut it down.
Yep.
We find out what kind of person Catherine Martell is right here.
She seems like a angry teacher or something.
Just fires the first guy she sees.
Fuck that guy. Another girl missing. Uh-oh.
The saws stop. Josie shuts down the mill. And just as that happens, we cut to a dazed and confused girl wandering some railroad tracks.
Which this is also one of my favorite scenes because the guy's reaction, the old guy's reaction, is just, I laughed very hard the first time I watched this. Just an old guy working. He's just like, what the hell? Just like, I don't know. The first time I saw it, I just started laughing.
Well, the last thing he expected to see today was Ronette Pulaski just
all battered
barely
and
hanging on to life, walking down the railroad tracks in a trance. Biker guy comes rolling up on his bike to Big Ed's gas farm.
so clearly everybody knew Laura. It seemed like she was like not only popular at the school but popular in the town because, like you said, it was small enough town that everybody kind of knew her. Hey, my friend died. Can I buy you coffee? No. Okay.
I gotta go sit on a field.
Yeah,
in
right.
the middle of nowhere.
I gotta have a sweet haircut and a leather jacket. Oh, eye patch lady.
All right, so we got eye patch lady screaming about some drapes.
It's not gonna be the last time either that she does that. Oh man.
Big Ed ain't got time for that though. He peels off. He's going somewhere else.
Like how long they focus on this scene of him driving away, like it doesn't cut immediately.
Now here we are at 3606, and we meet Agent Dale Cooper.
I mean, he is undoubtedly the main character of the show, right?
He's taking very detailed reports.
I know.
His little handheld tape recorder. Talking to Diane.
Cherry pie was good.
Damn good food. So put that on your to-do list. Lamplighter.
Yes. There's a lamplighter by my house. It's a strip club. It's a really dumpy one too, so I laughed when I saw that scene too. He loves the trees.
Interesting character. Interesting introduction.
Yep.
But you could tell right away that he's like a significant part of the show.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Maybe not of this episode. Well, later on, obviously, but I can tell that in the series in the future, he's the guy. No, I'm serious. You got to go to that cherry pie now. It's so good.
They take a break. Like that's the days the crazy girl can wait.
Well, she's already dead.
Cooper's a straight shooter, and Truman respects that.
Yep. It's like, oh, you mean these trees? Like, just
Douglas firs. It's just a normal tree.
yeah, but he
like,
loves them. He talks about them all the time.
But I believe Cooper came from Philly. I think like he makes a reference to that earlier on. I can't really remember, but so different to him for sure. But to Truman and everyone else in Twin Peaks, those are just trees. Like this.
Glad to know you.
Right.
I'm glad to meet you. That's a very weird thing to say.
I guess you know me now.
Yeah, I know everything about you.
Raped several times. So we find out that Ronette and Laura went to the same high school, but as far as they know, they hardly knew each other.
Idiot.
I don't know why that would do that. So probably like the battery dying on that GoPro. God dang it. And I think it is because it just turned. Oh, whoa.
Wow.
It's a little hot. Well, we'll hope that your cell phone camera is.
So you may not actually see this.
This might be an audio only.
We're going to keep all this in.
You can't see the screen anyway.
No. And as he's looking at her in the hospital, I just want to say this: we're kind of making this into like a watch-along / podcast, where it's kind of like we have an informal conversation while we're watching it and breaking it down with you.
Got a random one-armed man in the elevator.
Totally normal.
Like, it's just everything's always a little off, a little weird.
I know.
One of my favorite characters in the series.
Yeah.
Get going.
Speaking of weird and just goofy,
we meet Dr. Jacoby. Nice Hawaiian girl tie or like the grass skirt.
Very professional.
Gary Cooper?
Cooper is straightforward, but he has quirkiness tendencies to him as well, especially like with the pie thing and the trees and stuff. But he's also
It almost kind of comes out like a little OCD.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like that's
he's definitely on the spectrum somewhere.
Yeah.
So you find out that Jacoby was seeing Laura and that her parents didn't know about it. And he laughed, which is weird.
Yeah.
So again, now we're in Laura's room in the morgue and flickering lights.
It just with the blinker, like the blinking lights, it kind of just seems like another weird thing that they put in the TV show just to kind of
make you
a
unsettled.
little bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Cooper was looking for something on Ronette's hand.
Keeps looking in the fingernails, but Truman's like, "Where already looked in there?" But Cooper's like, "No, I need to look." So he does find something in Laura's finger.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, he says.
Yeah.
It's an R. Don't go to Sam. Albert has a little... Okay. You're just kind of like, all right.
All right.
It tells us a little bit about Albert and Sam. Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
He looks so young. Obviously, I mean, this is so old, but compared to seeing him stuff nowadays. Big Ed driving a truck that looks like would fit somebody named Big Ed.
It's definitely a Big Ed's kind of truck.
Yep. Like a real old school gas station, too.
Got that full service, you know? That
Yep.
little ding ding when you pull up.
His name's not James. It's Biker Guy.
Meet me at the roadhouse after 9:30.
Yeah.
How like I read that.
Yeah,
you
I know.
what mean?
Yeah. Oh, this douchebag.
Mike's been looking for Donna.
Sick blonde mullet. Sick.
That's like Hall & Oates hair.
Ah, right.
What I want. It does look very much like Daryl Hall.
I know. Wow. Square up, Ed. Just gets out of his car.
Donna, get to sheriff's right now. All right, so Mike and Donna have some sort of connection.
History. She's not bad for like, she looks like an attractive girl for like the early 90s. And
she's hot, Laura Flynn.
yeah.
Nadine still looking for them drapes to be hung.
Their eye patch. Just an Oscar performance from Big Ed over here. Donna, take it easy. Like, okay, now that you say that, okay, I will, I guess.
Cooper ain't got time for that, and he just powers open Donna's diary.
Just opens it right up. Who, asparagus for dinner? Like just asparagus?
Just asparagus, right? Asparagus.
By the
for dinner
way,
again.
Laura, you're a piece of shit. Asparagus is delicious.
It is good. She's nervous about meeting some J person. Well, we know one J.
A key. When you mentioned cocaine, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
Like Laura Palmer, she's like, from everything you put together with Laura so far, she seemed to be like the model citizen type.
Yeah.
She's got a little baggie with a key for bumping some. Huh.
By the way, this isn't saying much,
Great
but
line right here, though. I don't know why. I just love it.
Small box of chocolate bunnies.
Diane, I'm holding in my hand.
It's not saying a ton, but Cooper is by far the character I have the most interest in and like the most and think is the most well acted.
He's like takes initiative. He has control.
Yep.
Everyone else is kind of just like.
I do like the dynamic between him and Truman. I think it's good.
Andy's crying again on the phone.
Look at that cell phone.
Tell Harry I didn't cry.
Lying son of a bitch.
Oh, Andy, you can tell Lucy cares. So they found the scene of the crime.
$49.30 into the show, guys. He might not be cut out to be a cop. I don't think he can do this.
I want to rethink. And we got Bobby.
I have a huge pet peeve with this scene. Just right to it.
Did Cooper just guess at that? Did he have any clue that they'd been to a fight?
That's a good point. I don't know. Just a grin on his face. I feel like it's hard to ruffle Cooper. Like he's just super calm.
Let's play the video. We got Laura and Donna playing around.
That's my pet peeve of the scene. He calls them pictures constantly. They're not pictures. It's a video.
It's hundreds and hundreds of pictures.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Technically, yes. Yes.
What is this device even? You know?
Is it a calculator? It looks like he's texting. It was before its time.
This is what, like Cooper invented texting in the 90s, 1990.
And he got a nude. He's like, hey,
he did
look at
not
this.
do it. He sends him on the crazy algebra calculator. So Cooper doesn't think he did it.
You mean biker guy? Like, what? What do you mean? Like, really? You can't think of anybody with a name at all? You know? It's like,
Or you want to take matters into your own hands.
It's true. That's true. Cooper with the final blow.
Cooper ain't no fool. He sees things, you know?
Yeah.
Twice in the FBI. All right, back to the Great Northern, and we got the genius Audrey Horne at work. Okay, Bob.
Just so weird. I'd backhand you.
Right? That should have been the answer.
Yeah.
But nope, she plays with her, and yeah, Audrey does it. And just laughs like an idiot.
She's the only one that's not disturbed that somebody at her school just got murdered. hate this scene with how weird it is.
So the Norwegians are having a little meeting, and Audrey crashes it to. And what a spread. What is that?
I know, it looks like I don't know.
It looks terrible, the food that they have there, except for those bottles of champagne.
It'd be nice.
But I still love the look of the Great Northern. Like those wooden walls.
Looks cabiny.
Yeah. And so she's just being very obvious about it.
Yeah.
Just a look at me vibe. And yeah, every head has turned eventually and is fixated on Audrey. Young, pretty girl.
Hey, bitch. Just everything in this scene, I don't know.
Completely naked. She'd been murdered.
I just hate this scene so much. From the stupid
Audrey
ass
Horne's
music
a
in the
weird
background.
character, especially in this episode, man. Like they really are playing her like a simple-minded.
Oddball. Yes.
Like, she's not all there.
No.
Looking at some freaking biker.
Calm down, Bobby.
What's his name? Why is it? I feel like everybody's plays dumb. Like Mike, there are a whole lot of J's. It's a great scene with Lucy and Bobby there. Like, because there's typing.
She's on the typewriter and. Oh, he said, "Damn."
Major Briggs has no idea what's going on.
Do a cherry pie.
The lamplighter in.
Hey, that's very good.
So Donna just starts weaving a web of bullshit. Oh, a hiker. Okay, what was her name?
They don't know a lot, supposedly.
They sure seem friendly and familiar with hiker lady by the looks of those pictures.
Donna, what's your name? I don't know. Like she acts like she knows nothing. Who, biker guy? I just wanted one person. I just want one person to say that. Suspicious. I've seen her in different movies and stuff before. With that voice. That's actually her voice, too.
She reminds me of the chick from Goodfellas. I don't think it's.
Oh.
I don't think it is her. Is
When
it
you go
her?
grab her hat? No,
Yeah.
it's not her.
But she reminds me of her.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, it's actually a good point.
So Cooper already knows that they're looking for a biker. You mean biker guy? Well, I saw the reflection of his bike in her eyeball. Cooper is sharp.
Cooper's got it. He sees the reflection in the eyeball on the TV from the camera.
Picks up. That is confirmed. That's James' bike. So we cut to James just sitting in the woods, just mooding out, brooding with that, crumpled forehead, and just like,
why does everybody call me biker guy?
The Norwegians are leaving.
Oh, there goes the Norwegians.
The Norwegians are leaving, and Audrey Horne is giggling. She thinks it's hilarious. Not good.
If a Norwegian guy in this show went up and clocked Audrey, I'd be like, yes. She's so weird. Like unnecessary. Like it bothers me during the show. Like I know it's all weird, but it's like unnecessarily weird. At least so far as we know in the first episode. I don't know how it goes.
The scene of the crime.
Looks like a hammer. I never got the note part.
Well, and funny enough, that's the name of the Twin Peaks movie that came out after the initial run of Twin Peaks, like season 1 and season 2.
Wow.
Then a movie came out called Twin Peaks Fire Walk
Wow.
with Me.
Little nugget there, huh? I didn't notice that.
James still just kicking it alone in the woods.
And he's got the other half.
He's got the other half of that heart.
Damn you, biker guy.
Back to the Great Northern. I love that shot right there.
It'd be a nice place to visit, right? Look at how nice that is.
So we need a couple more of the Horns. That's Sylvia, the mom. Johnny just banging his head against a dollhouse while wearing an Indian headdress, and so clearly not there all there either. You know?
No, a very weird family.
So we find out Laura worked with Johnny. So again, she was like everywhere. She did a lot. Laura Palmer was.
She was the quarterback of the football team.
Head cheerleader.
She did everything. This is just a weird setup.
Just weird David Lynch set where we got the deer mount is just laying on the table.
It just fell down. Everything she says is like this.
So we got Laura's safety deposit box.
Yep.
There's where the mount should be. Like the.
How would it fall and land perfectly like that too? It's so weird.
Well, they find a stack of cash. Over 10 G's.
Laura was filthy rich.
It's a lot of Girl Scout cookies.
Better be those Thin Mints.
I love the delivery of that line. There's a page that's marked. Flesh World magazine. Ronette Pulaski is in it. We also see Leo's truck and Leo.
Yeah.
Which bring us to Leo and Shelley's place.
Oh, another weird scene.
What a gentleman. He says, please.
So weird. So dumb. Totally reasonable response.
Yep.
Totally reasonable. Clean the house and smoke one brand of cigarettes.
Is that too much to ask?
Yeah. Or he'll snap your neck. Back to Big Ed's. That sweet ass
The
flannel
drapes!
shirt. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, Big Ed gets a call from Norma.
It's okay. Why don't you come over at 9:30? We'll watch Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. I love that movie. She's just like, okay. You know, Big Ed's got that movie. Come on.
For sure.
He's got that.
Oh, Nadine's got her drapes up.
That's your wife, Big Ed. You done messed up.
Just over and over again. And we got like a town hall meeting.
Yep.
Cooper just always has that look of wonder on his face. Like he's
Yeah.
he's always interested in where he's at. Ooh, Mrs. Packard.
The Glad Handing Dandy.
That's a great name.
Wow.
The Glad Handing Dandies. That's like my new NHL team.
It sounds like a term like you can't say in 2020. A couple Glad Handing Dandies. The lights flickering on again. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Who's the lady with the log? We call her Log Lady.
It's great.
Mayor Milford is out of his mind. Just set him down.
He's 99 years old. I love how the town like didn't care about Teresa Banks, but they're like, but Laura, she's important. It's Mayor Milford.
Mayor Milford's the mastermind.
He did it. I would assume most crimes.
That streetlight shot.
Yeah.
The wind blowing, just kind of unsettling too. Back at the Haywards. Dr. Hayward immediately has some information and he's just spilling it. I suppose what's the wheelchair bound wife gonna do, but
Yeah.
Donna overhears.
Have you heard anything about Teresa Banks? Who?
Yeah.
Who cares about her?
Never
That's
mind.
a year ago.
Teresa what now? Ooh, the killer may have the other half of the heart. Donna knows James has it.
Dang it, biker guy. What did you do?
That's it. I may just start calling him biker
Oh, I'm
guy.
definitely calling him biker guy.
Blossom. Full flower is too wordy.
Just start answering. I don't like that title at all. Nerd.
Donna's sister also just has some great 90s style.
Oh, man, for sure. The sweet hair, the earrings.
Looks like she should play guitar in a Bangles cover band.
How do you know she doesn't?
Touche.
That's in episode 2.
So Donna is doing the classic sneak out the window in the middle of a curfew. It's a sweet little ninja cat thing out by the window there. Like a samurai cat or something. I don't know. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Harriet's covering.
That's one thing you see in all these 90s TV shows is people sneaking out of their room at night.
Did you never
did.
do it?
I never did it.
I did for sure.
Did you?
Yeah, it must have been a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Would you just walk? Did you just leave?
My parents didn't care. All right, I'll see you when you get home.
Yeah, I definitely went home. I ruined my screen constantly
Wow.
ducking out my window. Bobby and Mike pull up just lit. Bobby's just surfing on the hood of the car.
Rooting the hood of his own car, by the way.
Besides, Bobby's doing most of the driving. What? How's that going to help your case any? Look at him. He's surfing on the top of his car drunk. Oh, good. I'm glad he's the one driving. Not you, normal kind of looking person that came up to the door.
Yeah.
The weirdo surfing on the vehicle is driving. Great. Harriet already knows. Busted. She's just waiting to give it up.
It's just, I don't know. With this character, it's just too much. It's trying too hard, I feel like. It's kind of annoying.
Briggs. And I'm going to tell you straight.
She's also dead. Oh, and I love this part right here, too. I'll wait till he's done talking to him. So Dr. Hayward has two people who are drunk driving, and he goes, maybe you can help us find them. Would you want two drunk dudes looking for your daughter? But Hayward's like,
you take that way, we'll take this way.
Are you drunk? Yeah? Great.
But you can tell he does know. He's just like, well, what can I do about it? You know?
Yeah.
These idiots are going to do what they do. He did the right thing. He calls the sheriff.
Yep.
So Cooper and Truman are staking out the roadhouse. Again, with the too much detail. Like, you don't have to tell us those details, Lucy.
I know. So we just passed 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Cooper was banking on it, you know?
Yeah.
When we got the theme song being performed at the roadhouse.
So my note about this scene was, oh, cool, David Spade from Tommy Boy singing on the stage.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
I love how these biker-looking guys are just sitting quietly, enjoying some soft
Right.
ambient rock.
Yeah.
So we got Big Ed and Norma hitting it off in a booth.
You know how I feel about actors. I'd never let my daughter be an actor. Ooh, Eye Patch Lady's gonna be pissed when she finds out they're together. More David Spade.
Like very David Spade-ish from
But from Tommy Boy, the same haircut.
Specifically Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Just like not the music you would expect to hear at a biker bar. I wasn't at very many biker bars in 1990, so I don't know. But
I think
know
you're
today,
right, though.
Like
I think you nailed it.
Cooper whittling in the cop car. I mean, can you imagine what the cop car would look like with like little wood chips and shavings just everywhere? What the hell are you doing, Cooper?
Around this time is, I think, the second time I wrote my notes, please be over. There's a few times at the end where I begged to be over.
Travis is begging to get out of it.
I literally have my few notes
in
like,
season
please
1,
be
episode
over.
1. Just be over. Oh my god.
Oh, this scene. At least I got some laughs out of these terrible scenes. Twin Peaks fans are going to hate me, by the way.
Zippers. Like I said, it's a very niche audience, you know.
Yeah.
I think it'll grow on you too. Like
I hope it does.
I love this show. What he says, Mutton Jeff just crawled in. I don't even know what that means. Who's Mutton Jeff? That's Mike and Bobby. Show some respect.
Put some respect on their name.
Donna shows up. Why don't you whistle for a little backup?
Just the...
Here comes Cooper's thumbs up.
Just so blatant, like...
So the moment Donna walks in, Mike just makes a scene.
Just,
Donna!
just screams in the middle of the bar. they're in high school just drinking in a bar because, hey, why not?
This gets
And he just
very
starts,
physical.
He just starts grabbing her in the middle of public in the bar.
Well, Big Ed ain't having it.
Oh, no. Then he stone cold stunners him.
And Bobby just immediately jumps on Big Ed.
I wrote, I'm not even kidding, this is the worst, most comically hilarious fight scene I've ever seen in a movie.
Mike and Bobby take on the entire bar. We got some random biker guy whisks Donna away, says, don't worry, I'll take you to James, or I'll take you to biker guy.
Yeah, that's
Joey
Paulson. They're becoming buddies now.
Cooper and Truman on the chase.
Yep. Meanwhile, we have Fight Club going on at the Roadhouse.
Mike and Bobby are losing, though, at this point.
This is so bad.
Like, Mike's getting his ass kicked.
Oh, my God.
Backup finally arrives and just does a couple donuts in the parking lot real quick.
That'll break up the fights. Should we go in? No, just do donuts in the parking lot.
Joey Paulson sees the tail.
Yep.
Could you imagine watching this with commercial breaks? Like in every time there's a break like that, to have to wait like
couldn't
2.5 minutes to come back.
Thank God for Netflix and YouTube. He's back.
There's biker guy. Biker guy and Donna.
When you grew up, that was his AOL name.
You think you hate biker guy now? Like that's all I'm going to say in the whole thing.
Oh, good. There's not enough there yet to hate. I just like calling him biker guy. It's not his name.
James does not have an alibi. He was with her. He was with Laura. He says it was like a nightmare. That Laura was like a different person.
She was in the mob. She whacked a guy.
Donna says she knew her better than Laura thought she did. So Laura says some dude is dead and that Bobby told Laura that Bobby killed him. That's a good line. It all makes some kind of terrible sense that she died, that someone killed her.
Yeah.
Sparkwood and 21 should be the name of our podcast.
Yeah, right?
Shout out to Sixth and Jump.
Yeah.
So Laura definitely going through some stuff, like, and is a complex kind of person. And then she ran off from James.
But biker guy is just so sad.
Guy. Sorry, I apologize.
No, you go. Yeah. Guy. He is just breaking down.
Well, the girl he loved is gone, you know? The one that... But
then they wait,
now he's kissing Donna. Never mind.
Like, I miss her so much. Oh, Donna? You're single? Wait, no, she's not technically single.
This is another great writing. I'm sorry.
He farted right there. That's why they stopped.
And then he goes, I changed my mind. I'm not sorry.
So dumb. That is just, wow. Some deep words there from Biker Guy. I changed my mind. He thought about it for a good 2 seconds.
He gave it a good beat.
Thoughts,
he gave it a beat, and you know what? Second thought.
He does a kind of like a thing towards the end of this conversation too. I can't remember what it is though. I'll notice when it happens. But he does the same kind of thing where he's like, never mind. Like he just instantly changes his thought. Just, no. All right.
Like you talked me into it.
Yeah, well, damn it if you can use those words.
So we're burying the necklace in a shallow grave. It's more respect than Laura's body got.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mark it with a stone.
Biker Guy moved on quick though from Laura to Donna.
Within like the sentence.
Yeah.
Like he's mid-sentence talking about it. So he's going to take Donna home. Yeah, they don't get anywhere. There's sirens all over the place. Police looking for him.
They get
He's
attacked
the
by
number
bears.
one suspect.
Oh. These bears come out.
Cooper and Truman just waiting for him. Boom. There we go. Got him.
Cooper got his donut though.
Oh, and he'll get many more.
Yep.
She's probably right.
Just a good line for Cooper. Well, tough shit. We're not looking for James. We're looking for Biker Guy. Apparently, you couldn't be a cop in this town without some sort of a mullet, or like some semblance of a mullet.
So they just had Mike and Bobby in there with the lights off?
Yeah, what the hell? I didn't realize that the first time watching it.
Kind of looked like maybe they just turn on lights to that cell, but like, still. So they lock James up, and in the cell across the little hall, there's Mike and Bobby sitting in their own cell. James with that biker guy with the look through the bars, like he's a little nervous. Look at that. I hate your forehead. Like
It's so, yeah.
Donna gets a talking to.
By the way, he's old enough to be your grandpa.
For sure.
I'm 78 years old.
Oh, what a good dad. The only thing he's worried about is Harriet's bike, and not only that, he's detail-oriented.
Well, he's like, I'm not too mad at you. At least you're not going with biker guy. You would never talk to him.
There's the spread.
What donut are you picking first? I go chocolate.
Yep, for sure. 100%.
They're all good, though.
I don't know what these are, so maybe one. I might do one of those
I don't
things.
know. Like, yeah, it's... Oh, jelly. I'm not a big jelly donut guy. Decaf, like non-alcoholic beer. Just worthless.
Tomorrow comes early. Cooper's going to stay at the Great Northern. He'll probably be there a while. Back in the cell.
Yeah. Back to these clowns.
They're just staring down James.
Not much without your bike, are you, asshole?
And like one of the best lines of dialogue, arf, arf, arf.
Just bark.
They just start barking at biker guy. Intense.
Oh, man. This makes me, like, mad. I hate this so much. Not the whole show, just, like, these... I don't know. This caught me off guard big time.
Truman comes home to catch Josie Packard. Just hanging out waiting for him. Or no, he's at the Packard Mill.
Yep.
That's right. Oop, and they're making out. And Catherine Martell is watching. And she is on the phone.
She's sneaky. You
With
just tell.
Benjamin Horn talking about Truman and Josie Packard hooking up. Like, what's it any of their business anyway?
Yeah,
so what's
stay
it
out
to
of
you?
it, you old bag.
You old bag? It must have happened about this time, 24 hours ago. I'm afraid. That streetlight again, hanging there in the breeze.
That's kind of a cool transition shot.
Got Sarah Palmer just chilling on the couch, puffing down what would imagine would be like her 500th cigarette today. Is she dreaming, hallucinating? She's seeing this. Whoa, she definitely got up, startled and weird. And somebody is grabbing the necklace.
At least she wasn't overacting there. oh wait.
I think she nailed it.
Oh, wait.
Perfect.
Well, we just wrapped up.
And there it is, Season 1, Episode 1, Twin Peaks, the pilot. Next up will be Traces to Nowhere, Episode 2. But so let's, Episode 1. First impressions of the town of Twin Peaks and the people.
Yeah, you know what? I know I was kind of ragging on it. It is weird. It's going to take a while to get used to, but I don't... We talked about this before we started shooting too. I could definitely, if I did dislike it the whole time through, I could hate watch this for sure.
Right. It's
that kind of
definitely
show.
hate watchable for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I get that too. Again, like I said, it was okay. Full disclosure: the first thing I ever saw of Twin Peaks was the movie Fire Walk with Me.
When did that come out?
Like 93-ish, I think, maybe 94. What I was after the series had ran initially, and it is like a prequel, so it kind of makes sense. You could watch it first, but I would never recommend that to anybody going in. I'd say you start with the series, then like watch them in the order they came out, because I didn't really get much of the movie and it just sat weird with me. So that it was a while before I went back and then got into watching the original series. And it was, for me personally, a thing that had to kind of grow on me through it. And I did, for whatever reason, kind of stuck through it. I knew that a lot of people liked it. I kind of knew where it went. And again, like I said, I saw the movie, so like I had an idea of what was going to happen throughout the series. But like episode 1, it actually was one of those shows that took me a couple tries to get into. Like I think I watched episode 1 maybe like 3 times. And then like the third time, I paid attention, got it all, and was ready to move on to episode 2. But like the first couple times I watched it, I was just kind of in and out, didn't really pay much attention. It wasn't really gripping me. But it was a thing that did eventually totally grow on me. So I'm hoping that happens, that there's a potential that happens. But like you said, even if not, you can definitely hate watch this. There's a lot to kind of point out or laugh at. Or
I'm excited, actually, for episode 2, surprisingly, even though, like I said, episode 1 didn't leave exactly a good impression on me, but yeah, like I can definitely hate watch this, and I did kind of appreciate in episode 1. It did kind of lay the groundwork for the whole season. That way, it's kind of like, all right, here's kind of what you need to know.
We've developed some
forward.
characters. What do you like?
Yeah.
So who's standing out to you? Who are the
Cooper,
major players?
Which obviously it makes sense because what's the guy's name in real life? I always forget.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, we can tell he's a real good. Like he's been acting for years. You can tell he's the best. I hate the Bobby Briggs character. I think it's too much. I think it's just like forced. I think it's like typically 90s like cool guy, you know what I mean? But I don't like him. But and then Audrey, whatever, she's okay. She's weird, but she's not. I still think Bobby's worse, but Cooper's the best.
She's interesting, Audrey Horne. You like again, this first episode really kind of plays her off as like an idiot. That's the whole what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, you're not even all there. You're weird.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like Cooper, obviously the second he comes on screen, kind of the tone changes and you get that, like he's like a breath of fresh air, kind of figuratively and literally kind of blowing into that town. So
he's got some quirks. He's not completely normal,
he
obviously.
fits in. He's also a little different.
Yep.
Has his things, but so and then we learn a lot about Laura Palmer, that a deep character with many kind of levels, because
yes,
initially you're finding out she sounds like she's like a positive, productive person, really plugged into like all these different aspects of Twin Peaks. And then, throughout the episode, we find that she has a darker side, and there's some stuff things aren't always as they, appear. So there's more to find out about Laura Palmer and all these characters. And one of the things that I would just say kind of going forward is to know that some of those characters that had a real kind of minor or small part in this episode get a lot more attention or focus kind of paid to them later as the
more
show
eye patch
goes.
lady.
Like I will tell you, there is more eye patch
yes,
lady.
Then I'm sold. That's all I needed. But you know what? That was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going through it. It was, like I said, I didn't hate the experience. I just kind of disliked the show so far.
It's especially if you compare it to stuff you're watching today, like a series and stuff that come out now that everyone's into, like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or whatever, like all these big epics or all these great character deals. It's definitely dated.
For sure.
You can, it's very, very dated. I will say too, like another thing, like one of the things that I loved about this show, and you'll find kind of as it kind of goes on or continues, like we had already kind of addressed, it's sort of a spoof of soap operas, but also like it kind of hits on every genre. Like it's a comedy because it is funny, and there's stuff that's intentionally funny. You're supposed to laugh.
Yep.
It's terrifying and unsettling at some points. Like it hits the dark stuff. There's drama in it. There's romance. So it's like kind of everything wrapped into one.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
get a variety.
tough kind of thing to kind of pull off. But
you know what, guys, and this is kind of what we're planning on doing for TV shows. We might change it up every now and then. We're not trying to keep it too strict.
Screen time is a baby. We're growing into
exactly. And for TV shows, we're going to kind of do what we just do here. Obviously, this is the longer episode because it's the first one. It sets up everything. But for TV shows, when we do reviews, we're going to do a thing called a watch-along, like we just did right now. You watch it with us, and it's a lot of fun. And then for movies, we're going to kind of do the same thing, but kind of a watch and react type thing. And Tuesday, a week from today, when this video drops, we are going to review The Hunt, and I've been looking forward to this movie for a long time, man. And you've already seen it, I believe.
Yeah, I watched it. And thanks to Ethan Suplee for being in it, because it was because of listening to him talk about it that I was like, oh, I should give that movie a shot. Like, it's one that got really controversial, caught a lot of people's attention before it came out, and it was effectively canceled from a theatrical release. People were offended by the plot of the movie, and after hearing Ethan Suplee talk about it and be like, it was really kind of taken like the wrong way, and like it's not the way that they make it sound. And the fact that I love him as a person and an actor and whatever, I was like, all right, I'm going to check this movie out, and I'm really glad that I did. It was fun. So I look forward to watching and reviewing The Hunt with you, and seeing what Travis thinks, and also your comments and questions and whatever.
Yeah,
so
let us know what you guys thought about the first episode, or if you have any ideas for TV shows or movies, go ahead and comment down below. We'll put our social media here down at the bottom as well, so you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you next time on Screen Time, a week from today, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central, for The Hunt.